Good afternoon. This is Matt Morey, the C4 leader, and I'm here for another leadership lunch. Let's get better lighting underneath over my head. So today actually comes from Sujit Lalwani. I hope I get the pronunciation right. Sujit Lalwani. And it's all about caring, daring, and sharing. So a leadership is all about caring, daring, and sharing. Caring for people, daring to act fearlessly, and sharing the success with all. This is what Sujit says leadership is all about, and I find myself agreeing with, I believe it's a her. I checked it this weekend, and for some reason my mind is blanking. But let's talk about the quote. Leadership is all about sharing, caring. A leader has to care about his or her team. If you don't care about the team, they're not going to care about you, they're not going to do their best work, and they're not going to let you know when there's problems. You need to care for the team. Also, it's one of those things where you get a better sense of reward and gratification if you care for the team and then they succeed. You're supposed to be growing fellow leaders. If you're only making followers or you're creating other problems, then you're not doing your job. So you have to care. Now, daring is another one, because what we've talked about in some of the previous quotes is leadership is about daring to act. Leadership isn't about doing what's comfortable. It's about doing what's right. It's about doing the actions that other people won't do. In fact, if you're in a leadership role and you're not willing to do the actions that others will do, others won't do, then you probably shouldn't be in that role in the first place. You need to dare to act. The last one is sharing. Sharing the credit with all. You as a leader didn't do all the work. In point of fact, one of the previous quotes, and I believe it was Lao Tzu, said, I'm just making sure I'm remembering the quote. Lao Tzu said that the greatest thing a team can say the greatest thing for a leader the team can say when all the work is done is we did it ourselves. I'm paraphrasing, but that's the gist of it. The idea is that in an ideal world, they would never know the leader was involved. They'd barely know the leader existed because the team would have done the work themselves. Now, that's a critical moment because, to be perfectly honest, a leader shouldn't be accepting the credit. And that's all part of complete in my C4 principles for leadership. And we're going to go into those probably in some future videos that I'm working on right now. The other thing about sharing it all is what's the flip side of that coin? You share the credit, but you have to take the blame. One of the other things that most leaders don't want to do, but they really should, and this is highly something I highly encourage, is you're there so that your team can get the job done. And one of the things that I've seen over and over again that leaders try to do is they'll try and pass the buck, or people that want to be leaders try to pass the buck. It's not my fault. He didn't get me the material on time. That person over there messed up the spreadsheet. Those aren't the right answers. The right answer is, yes, my team made a mistake. I'm fixing it. In other words, it's my problem. Don't you get involved when you talk with your boss or the person that's causing the blame, and then go fix the problem. There's always time later to figure out what happened. But if you spend too much time fixing the blame, then you're not fixing the problem and things will get worse. And that's one of my Morey's laws of leadership, which is another topic that we're working on. If you go to my blog, c4leader.com, you'll see some of these items, and they'll pop up all the time. Now, one last thing I wanted to share with you guys. I'm going to be in Orlando starting, well, I actually fly out tomorrow, but I'm going to be getting ready today. And I'm going to be there for a Project Management Institute event. Hopefully I'll be grabbing some people occasionally Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, maybe even Saturday, to do Periscopes like this with them one-on-one at the Orlando meeting. It's a Project Management Institute leadership training event. I'm really excited to go down there. Can't wait to see what it all works out to be. And I hope that some of you will join me on these. Now, I am planning on continuing the leadership lunch, and I have scheduled ahead of time my quotes for